Hey, what's up, guys? Alex at Tech. How you doing? And smartwatches have been around for about 2 years now. It's no longer a new concept in the tech world. And in being such, there is a lot of smartwatches out in the market now. In the field, there's a bunch of Android Wear watches. You see a lot of Apple watches out there now too, in Watch OS. And it's repetition. You see so many of the same things. Android Wear, all the watches function about the same. It's just everybody's cluttered in the same ballpark. And here's where Samsung comes in. They came out with something that is really, purely, truly unique in the smartwatch market, currently at least, and that is the Gear S2, the second iteration of their Gear S line. I actually had the original Gear 2, which I absolutely loved. I thought it was ahead of its time back in the day, and I thought critics were so unfair to it. But Gear S2 takes design cues and also previous functions that they learned from all the other smartwatches that they've made in the past and put it into one beautiful looking package. So I actually have the Gear S2 Classic on my wrist right now, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this in my review of the Gear S2 Classic. The Gear S2 Classic is a 40mm circular faced watch with an AMOLED screen that's good for 360 by 360 pixels. It's actually a really sharp pixeled screen for something of this size. The battery that's contained inside the watch is a 250 milliamp hour one that Samsung says will last you 2 to 3 days. It's not going to last you 2 to 3 days. You're only going to get about a day and a half of good use in my time with it. And it also supports wireless charging. So that's definitely an easy way to charge it out. That also doubles up as a nightstand for the watch. You'll get all the features you need. You can get contacts, push notifications for emails, health stuff from Nike, from S Health. You can run with it. You just have a bunch of stuff. As someone who's owned more than a dozen smartwatches throughout the 2 years that they've been out, there's only a handful of smartwatches that I really, really want to pick up every morning and throw onto my wrist because there are a lot of downsides to smartwatches, even in 2016. And sometimes it's not fun wearing it. Let's say you're not going to be home for a day and you're on the road. You have to bring a charger to charge it. Battery life doesn't last long enough. Or if it does, it's also not the same type of experience, aka the Pebble smartwatches. So, there's a lot of downsides. The Gear S2 Classic that I have on my wrist is a beauty. I have to put this on the same design level as the Apple Watch because this is absolutely gorgeous in its simplicity. And the orb, this rotating screen, this rotating control mechanism here is just really, really neat. And it's something that we don't see on other smartwatches. Instead of just swiping left and right, even the crown on the Apple Watch is pretty useless. I never use that. That's actually really inconvenient. What Samsung has done here, where you can just rotate this is just, it's revolutionary. I don't understand why more smartwatch makers haven't done this yet. Or copyright infringement, obviously, or patent infringements. But it's a good smartwatch. It's a good idea. I wonder why no one thought of it earlier. Even with its shortcomings, I still really adore the smartwatch. I had hoped that they had like a stainless steel edition. It would have looked a lot nicer. I think for some reason, this glossiness of this classic model just feels cheap to me. As I stated earlier, we are not looking at Android Wear or Watch OS from Apple. This is Samsung's own OS, which is Tizen based. So this is a Tizen-based wearable platform that I've been using for a couple generations of smartwatches. And for my use of it, I actually really like it. I'm actually a pretty big fan of it. I actually, I would prefer to use this more than an Android Wear watch simply because it's so simple to navigate. There's a lot of fluidity with this Tizen-based OS. And that's something I definitely like. It feels like one big package, like you're moving along inside the OS. Whereas Watch OS on Apple or say Android Wear feels detached. You're swiping to different screens that have no fluidity, whereas Samsung's Tizen OS feels like everything's just flowing one page to another by rotating the bezel. So I'm actually a huge fan of what they've done with Tizen OS in conjunction with the hardware. And there you have it, the Gear S2 Classic, one of my favorite watches of all time. Well, the short time that we've had smartwatches, at least. And it is my daily driver. I reach for this every time I have an Android phone now. And that makes me feel guilty because I have beautiful watches. I customized my own G-Watch R, scratched off the black and made it stainless steel, gunmetal kind of color. It looks gorgeous. And also the Pebble Time. Pebble Time Steel. Sorry, I have the Pebble Time Steel. And I don't use them anymore. I only use this watch, so I feel a little guilty about that. But it just goes to show that Samsung has made a great smartwatch that I've chosen to use over other terrific smartwatches out there. So, yeah, I think Samsung gets a lot of unwarranted hate, with Tizen and all that stuff. But Tizen actually works really well here, so I don't understand what people are saying, that it doesn't look like a smartwatch, doesn't have the same features as the Apple Watch. The original Gear 2 had the same features as the Apple Watch. You can talk on it, it has speakers for it, and people were like, nobody talks like that. But when Apple puts it out on their Apple Watch, everybody's like, oh, that's revolutionary, they can't live without it. So, yeah, double standards. But I think this is a great smartwatch, and check it out if you have a Android watch that's compatible, because Android phone that's compatible, because it's a great watch and it looks awesome. But once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Alex. Be sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment. Please comment. We'd love to hear from you guys. We like interacting with everybody. And yeah, we're consumers who like talking tech with other consumers. So be sure to comment. And we will be back with a lot of other videos in the near future. And I will see you guys next time.